So, what's the story?
Story here today is the Francis Ford Coppola's Claret.
All right.
Looks like that, people, right there.
All right. So, it's a black label, which is interesting because I was talking with Peter earlier and noticing that I tend to wear black a lot.
Yes, you do.
A lot of these episodes that we do, I do wear a lot of black and stuff. I just thought it was interesting because it's black, like the label. Label's black. And I wear black. Anyway, speaking.
So moving right along.
Okay. This is a 2007 black label Francis Coppola Claret.
Yeah, it's really, that's what they call it. It's just marketing. They call it a Claret, 1910 type.
Which is where I need to stop you right now because I don't know what a claret is. I will admit right now, I thought for a while it was a particular type of grape, and then I thought it was a particular style of winemaking, and really I just don't know. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a brief of claret, what is it?
Claret is two things. One, the true definition of claret is actually a British term for wine from Bordeaux.
Okay.
It actually is derived from the Old English term clair, which means clear. Back 3-4 centuries ago, a lot of the wine coming out of the Medoc, or mostly would be at that time, the majority of the wines coming out of either the southern side of the Medoc or the Grave area, and then a lot of the stuff coming out of the what we now refer to as right bank or San Emilion, those places, and the wines came out quite clear. So today, if you were to go out and buy Bordeaux or buy a California Cabernet or whatnot, it looks dark. It's sort of a ruby colored, but back in say the 16th century, Bordeaux didn't look like that. It was very light colored, and so it developed this name, clear or clair, which is really, and then later the language translated it. It moved along to the word claret, but it really refers to a wine specifically from the region of Bordeaux. Even though if you get online and you Google search claret, you're going to come up with all kinds of people in the wine business saying it means a wine that's a Bordeaux type. Technically, that's not true. It really refers to a wine 400 years ago, specifically from the Bordeaux region. That's what it means. Nowadays, they've sort of re-educated the public incorrectly, teaching them that claret is, say, a meritage.
Wine from Bordeaux, when really all it means is the style of wine that it used to represent. So it used to be more clear, which is why it was clair and then claret.
Correct.
And so now they're saying, well, claret is basically just in reference to Bordeaux.
Right, and nowadays that's been changed even more so, and it just refers to a wine that's predominantly of Cabernet, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, and Malbec blend of some sort. So Cabernet, Merlot-based wines produced in, whether it's a Bordeaux style, I wouldn't consider this Bordeaux style even by any stretch of the imagination, but...
Right, so right now when we look at a bottle of wine that's on the shelf and it says it's a claret, we can pretty much say that, it's a blend of wine that is going to have some of those Bordeaux varietals like Cabernet Merlot.
Correct.
So basically, claret is just talking about like a blend.
That's right.
For all purposes of the word. Whether that's right or not, that's kind of where we're at. So let's now talk about this particular claret, this Francis Coppola 2007. Black label. What do you think?
I like it. It's a decent wine. It's got good acidity to it. It's got nice black fruits. It's not really balanced right now, but it's it's a simple wine.
I think it's a very easy drinking one. It's very simple. Very
absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like it's do you know the kind of price point this wine carries with it? Or?
The new vintage in the marketplace, which is the 07, is the current vintage. Will be found in most U.S. markets around $20 a bottle.
Okay.
In California, you'd probably find it a little cheaper than that.
Right, and now this is a Napa wine, yes.
This is.
Or they kind of source fruit everywhere. I imagine it's not like
They actually,
estate.
no. This is
Okay.
Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola, the movie director, owns this vineyard in Napa Valley, right off of
29
Highway
by
29,
Oakville Grocer.
just before you get on the same side of the road, just before you get to Mondavi.
Okay.
It's the business or the winery just before Mondavi, on the west side of the road of 29 in Napa Oakville. But
Right.
the fruit that goes into this bottling is actually sourced from elsewhere. Um, I wouldn't consider this Napa wine.
But it's made in Napa. Okay, so
Yay!
tasty and whatnot. Um, yeah, and on tasting it, on the palate, it's like I said, it's very simple, very. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's very easy drinking. So if you're just looking for, a solid put together wine, I think it fits the bill.
Yeah, I think it's well made and it's good. I don't think I'd pay $1 more than $20 for it. So if you find it in the marketplace for $19.99 a bottle, I would see what else they have available.
Okay.
But if you found it for say $16 or $17, U.S. market here somewhere, go ahead and pick it up. I think it's worth that money.
All right, so we had a nice little educational session here with Claret and what it is and what it isn't, and yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Merci, Peter.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you. Cheers to
All right.
you.
Ciao.